we do here is go back.
Hopefully that is, oh shit. Start off with a demonetization warning straight away. Lights, camera, and action. Good evening everybody, Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. Hopefully you're having a great Saturday on what is Saturday the 18th of September 2021. Soon be Christmas. Oh my god, almost Christmas, who would have thought it? It's been a very, very weird year, hasn't it? Went to the shops actually this week and went to get some birthday cards for various members of the family and stuff. And there we are on the top shelf, all the Christmas stuff out already. Absolutely terrifying, it really, really is. But it does have its pros and cons. Obviously Christmas is a good time for, oh, and Thanksgiving as well. Good time for giving and receiving gifts and stuff like that. And what better gift than the gift of a new PC? Well, almost new PC. A few second-hand parts thrown in here and there, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, right? So let's have a look, see who's in the chat. It's going to be a very casual stream tonight, as they generally are on a Saturday, so we're just going to chill. Basically, you guys just sat here in my virtual living room, watching me build a PC and asking some questions as we go along. We'll have a few laughs, a few jokes. I'll probably mess up things as we go along, as you do. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free to stick them in the comments thing, which will pop up. So if there's any particularly relevant questions, we'll make them pop up and you can read your questions and see your name in lights on the stream. Technology is a wonderful thing, right? So for those of you that haven't seen already, last week's stream, we went through the bits and pieces that we were going to try and put together to do this build. And to be completely honest with you, I had no idea what to do for the stream today, so I thought, what the hell, I'll just do the build. What could go wrong? Famous last words, eh? So let's, yeah, what should we do first of all? I suppose really we should say hello to those of you in the chat. We'll get out of the way, do a few quick Q&As, give some people time to get into the stream, etc. And then we'll get into the introduction of the parts and all that kind of stuff. So we've already had a super chat in from Ugly Bob, so thank you very much, Ugly Bob, for that. Obviously, if you want to drop a super chat, feel free. It's not necessary, but everything you do does help us out immensely, especially now as YouTube is basically screwing the pooch. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with views at the moment. I know it's a weird time in the world everywhere, and YouTube is a massively, massively oversaturated place, and especially in the PC market. So yeah, it is to be expected. But yeah, views are dropping off all the time, so we are extremely thankful to those loyal few that stick in and carry on supporting us, and also watch the streams and watch the videos and comment and all that sort of stuff. So please, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. It is extremely appreciated. So who have we got in with us tonight? We have got with us Ugly Bob, we've got William Bodie, Paul Bakewell, we have got Dutch Jan, we have also got Welly Bob, Rick Toss 777. I'm trying to work out who that is. I know it must be Rick.
It's Rick Simpson.
Rick Simpson, yeah.
I think it's Simpson.
I think it's Rick Simpson, I'm not sure. I get really confused. Those of you that join us on the Discord, you'll know exactly where I go with that. It's not a very easy thing to remember everyone's usernames, especially if you've got on Discord. You've got YouTube names, you've got Discord names, then people drop an email. You're like, hi, I spoke to you on the stream. It's like, okay, I'm not sure who you are. Do forgive me. I am only a mortal human being. But thank you very much for a super chat from Stuart. And Stuart says, boom. Hopefully,
sorry, I forgot.
Hopefully there won't be any booms going on tonight when we're putting this together. That would be...
I did a wave instead of a smile.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Kath did a wave. Oh, and...
Instead of a smile.
There's another one. What's going on here now? I've broken it. I've broken the stream already. But where's that come from?
David.
I'm an absolute amateur at this. David Aitken. Thank you very much, David Aitken, for your super chat. £2 there and says, Mub Loyalists Assemble. Yes, we like the Avengers, but slightly more elderly and probably needing a catheter at some point or other. Oh dear. Ugly Bob says, I'm Carlos Spicy Wiener on Zoom. Ah, Carlos. Yeah, thanks for the pics. Very much appreciated. And there's another super chat from good old Bob, Ugly Bob. Ugly Bob is basically the sponsor of this channel as things stand at the moment, along with a few others. But yeah, Ugly Bob, you're a crazy guy. It says, dirty radiators. Don't have dirty radiators anymore. In this household, I'll have you know, they were dirty. For those of you that haven't seen already, there was a video we released to our patrons and channel members.
Not channel members, I don't think.
Oh, sorry, not channel members quite yet. The way it works out at the moment, patrons get videos 2 weeks early.
Or as soon as we've done them.
Or basically when they're finished. And also members get videos a week or 5 kind of working days, although every day's a working day here. But you get roughly about a week early. So yeah, there are some benefits of channel membership. So we've got Kieran Atkins with us, says, hey, hey. We've got T21. Hopefully he's not a Terminator, or she is a Terminator. Can't be too careful these days. Danielle's with us. How you doing, Danielle? George Sonev. Probably said that completely wrong, but there you go. Blake Ancliffe says, I'm here, just made it. Thank you for tuning in. Is Kiddo. That's a new one. I've not seen that one before. Chris Fine, sorry. Hello. Ultimate Tech Hub, all the way from the US of A. Thank you for joining us. Andy May, IDOS, Mouse888, John Sullivan, Lee Smith, DVDR, Mr. Ghost. I've probably missed out someone's name. Single Player says live stream starting late. Lol, yeah, they always do. It's fashionable to be slightly late for entries, allegedly. Although that's my excuse. Wolfman Foxtrot says, hi there, how you doing, Wolfman? Johnny G. I think that is Callum Lee Montgomery. That's a fantastically posh sounding name. Callum Lee Montgomery, Esquire. You sound like a rather posh dude. We like that. That's very good. So who else we got with us? Just have a flick down through. Dutch Jan says stream just stops. Does it? Is it?
I think it might be just there.
Looks like it's still working here. I can see it in OBS. That looks like it's working. I'm forgetting to click on things. William Bodie says, find out Almari is a Taurus too. I failed to see the similarity. Oh dear. Right, let's get on with it. So we're giving you time to settle down and prop yourselves up and get suitably pissed. It's probably advisable, to be fair. So we are going to be doing a build tonight. Well, trying to anyway. Based on the stuff that we went through last week in the stream, so I'll try not to bore you too much, but essentially what we are having is a AMD Ryzen 5 2600X with a stock cooler, although it doesn't normally come in a stock cooler, but I was really umming and ahhing about this. I wasn't sure what cooler to use. The ideal for this is going to be offering bang per buck. We're not going for niceties, we're not going for pleasantries or anything like that. We're literally just, what can we put together which is going to produce a reasonable amount of FPS and is not going to cost a fortune with easily available parts on Tinterweb. 2600X, we paid I think £110 from CEX. I know these are easily available, so if you want to copy this along at home or maybe get something like this similar to give to, I don't know, well, give to yourself, maybe give to a loved one, relative, whatever you want to do. I know for a fact if I build this up, especially in the case that it's going in, I can list it on Facebook Marketplace and it'll be gone literally within hours, which is always a good thing to do. I generally try and do them as well. I put the stuff together and I charge what I paid for it. So I break even. I don't always, because sometimes I overpay for certain elements of the build. So that is the nature of the beast, especially when you're selling on the used market. People don't appreciate what things actually cost. They just look at what the end result is and go, I will give you X amount of money. A PC or anything actually is only ever worth as much as someone is prepared to pay for it, or if you're prepared to wait a little bit longer and just keep on fishing and wait until people get desperate enough, especially rolling up to Christmas, as we kind of alluded to at the beginning. Christmas is coming. I've sold a PC this week already, which is a Christmas present for somebody. And the buyer was like, is it going to be all right just to leave it stored somewhere until Christmas? It's like, well, yeah, as long as it's kept cool, dry and out of the damp, then yeah. Don't see any reason why it shouldn't be something you can just store away. So if you're buying stuff for Christmas, whether it's online, whether it's from Facebook Marketplace, start thinking about it now. I know it's only coming up towards this end of September, but you know what's going to happen. It's going to be the same as it was last year. People are going to be panicking, absolutely shitting themselves. They come to like the end of November, Black Friday sales will come and gone, and you'll still be there sat there thinking, oh my God, I still haven't built this PC that I'm supposed to be building. And there won't be anything available. Everyone's going to be doing the same thing. There isn't going to be a magical, mystical, shining knight that comes into the marketplace and says, there, have hundreds of graphics cards, have thousands of processors, have millions of motherboards. It ain't going to happen. As much as we want it to, and me more than anyone, because I want to see some new stuff so I can start reviewing new, fresh, exciting stuff, but it ain't going to happen. It really isn't. We want it to. Intel graphics cards, realistically, you're not going to see until next year. CES is probably going to be when they kind of get announced, or at least official. It's going to be a couple of months after that. Realistically, Intel graphics cards, I would hasten to say possibly February, March at best. We've also got Intel's new stuff coming out, which will be available before Christmas, I believe. And they've got AMD new stuff after Christmas again. The AM5 or whatever they're going to call it, the new socket for AMD, will be announced at CES. I would put money on it. I really would. I'm not a gambling person, and you never know what's going to happen, so I'm not going to put too much money on it. But anyway, I'm digressing. So, Ryzen 5 2600X, great little processor. I'm not sure if the Wraith Stealth is going to be up to the job, to be completely fair. We've got a case of loads of airflow, so I'm going to try it with that. Literally, only reason being is so that I can shave off about £20 off the price of the build, because otherwise we've got to get a cooler, which is going to cost roughly about £20. Whether that's going to be a Snowman, the MT4, whether it's going to be a Hyper 212, whether it's a gammaxx 400, Arctic Freezer 34 CO possibly, all those kinds of things are potential options. Maybe even a Vitro V5, although I'm trying to stay away from RGB on this build where possible, which some of you are probably being like, Mike, are you unwell? Take a temperature, why aren't you doing RGB? Well, the reason being, the case has enough RGB for the foreseeable future. Also, the motherboard's a little bit on the skanky side, hasn't got much RGB going on at all, so yeah, the least we can do with RGB, the better. It's going to make it simpler, and also support-wise, as time goes on, it's going to be an absolute piece of cake. So processor-wise, that's what we're going with. We're putting the processor on a motherboard, obviously. That is the way things generally work. We're using the MSI B450-A Pro, which is actually a pretty solid choice in my opinion. I'll give you a better look at it there on the top-down camera. Look at that, we've set up the camera and everything seems to be working. How good is that? Actually, I haven't changed the frame rate on that camera. Should have done that. Oh well, never mind. So anyway, MSI B450-A Pro Max. This board we picked up on used marketplace deal. Sorry, Amazon used deal. And it all appears to be there. We've done actually some flashes on this. We've actually tried to kill the BIOS on this one. Some of you may remember the BIOS flash we did on this, where I deliberately powered it down and then recovered it after. So yeah, this is all good. Happy days. Nice little board. Reasonable, decent VRM set. Not quite as good as the Tomahawk and the Pro Carbons, that kind of thing, but should get the job done. RAM wise, we're going with slightly a strange outlier. And this is the Kimtigo Wolfrin gaming memory. These are actually a new player on the market. They're massive in China. They're actually probably I think they're the 4th biggest seller of RAM in China. So they're huge. I think the top one was, I think it was Kingston was at the top. and these are beating the likes of kind of A-Data and people like that. I have got a listing for it, I haven't got it to hand, but essentially, yeah, these are bloody great. So happy days, we're liking that a lot. 16 gigs of RAM. This is DDR4 3600, which you can probably see there. We're going to have to downclock the RAM a little bit, so potentially we've got some tuning we could do here. The board and the chip are going to run best at DDR4 3200 speeds. These are 36 at CL18, I believe they are. Nope, sorry, CL19. So maybe we can tighten the timings up, maybe get it down to CL16 3200. That'd be pretty awesome for this. Little bit of a tweak there. So that's the RAM we're using. Storage wise, going with an old faithful. So we're going with Western Digital Blue, the SN550, NVMe drive, PCI Express Gen 3, supports up to 2400 megabytes per second. Read write. So yeah, all good stuff there. Nothing too flashy, just gets the job done. And was pretty cheap. It's a 512 drive, or actually it says 500 because they use 12 gigs for kind of what do they call it? Just like an overhead, like a buffer they can use for bad data cells, etc, etc. Yes, Kath?
Ugly Bob wants to know, are you going to be putting Windows 10 on this or ramping it up to Windows 11?
I'll be honest with you, when it comes to the operating system, I'm tempted to go with Windows 10 purely because of the fact it is supposed to be for sale and to avoid any issues. But I don't know, Windows 11, I do have a thought that Windows 11 would be a good on there and possibly a selling point. I've not finalised that. I'm not going to do the install of the software tonight. That's going to be done probably tomorrow when I finish work, that sort of thing. I don't know. I would like Windows 11 on it. And to be honest with you, if I put Windows 10 on and license it, all that kind of stuff, it's going to get Windows 11 anyway, because it will be a free upgrade. So yeah, I'm tempted to leave it with 10 just for familiarity for potentially the next user. Although I might give them the option if they say they want Windows 11, depending when it is, when I send it, when I sell it, then that could come into it. Who knows? We'll see. So that is the storage and the RAM and the motherboard. We've done the processor. Power supply wise is hidden down under here. Oh God, hang on, bear with me. Getting old. Power supply wise, going with something a little bit, probably overkill to be honest with you. EVGA's 550B5, 550 watt bronze power supply. This is actually, I believe this is semi-modular, is this? I can never remember. I see so many bloody things these days. I'm pretty sure it's a semi, no actually, no. I think this might be a fully modular. It's complete overkill. I should have just gone with the cheapo one that I've got from Sharkoon. That probably would have been the better option. This cost me about 40 quid, and it is, yes, a fully modular. So at least anyway, it's going to be cool. EVGA, can't go too far wrong with that, decent warranty. And then to tie it off after that, we have got, graphics card wise, old faithful, EVGA GeForce GTX 1060 3GB. Only needs a single card, a single cable to connect, and yeah, pretty straightforward. It's not the cream of the crop, but it looks nice, it does the job, actually plays games pretty well, and I think is actually, considering the processor we're using, I think it's a pretty good match for it. I really do. So yeah, well, that is what we're going to be going with. Yes, Kath?
John McKenna asked, are you familiar with Inland Platinum SSDs?
No, John McKenna, I am not familiar with Inland Platinum SSDs. I've not heard of those. That's a new one on me. No, maybe tell me more about it, or if they're on Amazon, I will look them up. Right, so that's the parts. No real shocks or surprises there. It's all pretty much run-of-the-mill stuff. What am I putting that in there? Actually, I don't even need to put it in there, do I? Let's put it to one side. Now, case-wise, you've probably seen from the thumbnail for the video, we are going with the IONZ Taiyo, which has got those two whopping great 12cm fans. No, sorry, 20cm fans on the front, a pair of the things, and they're massively RGB, and there's an RGB one in the back. All the RGB is going to be controlled by the case itself, so that is going to limit something else that we don't have to worry about again, something else that we don't have to support further on down the line, should things get a little bit fraught, and little Johnny, whoever has bought the PC, isn't crying on Christmas Day working out how to change all the colours. John McKenna says, sent a super chat, obviously, $5, so thank you very much for that. Says, Mike, are inland platinum NVMe drives decent? Oh rats, Mike, you are awesome. Yeah, sorry, I don't know is the honest answer. Inland platinum NVMe drives, I've not heard of them. Maybe if someone else has in the chat, please feel free to chip in on that. I honestly don't know. Oh, Hollis Nelson is saying that Inland is the Micro Center in-house brand. So without taking off the sticker off the drive, I would be hard pressed to say what they are, what chips they use. A lot of drives on the market these days all use the same chips. Or at least they get them from the same place and then put their badge on them. Let's go. IDOs. IDOs. Is there a question? Oh, Mike, can you stream an hour or so earlier, please? I usually can't make 9. To be honest with you, that is something that we have kind of considered, because with me working on a Sunday, it's often late, and by the time we get to bed, etc., then I'm absolutely knackered for the next day and probably the day after. Because surprisingly, you do kind of build up a bit of adrenaline when you're doing a live stream, and as anyone who's experienced either shock or been on stage or done anything like that which involves adrenaline, you always the next day you're a little bit like frazzled, because yeah, a bit dazed and confused. So for me, I don't really get back into my form until Monday, because Sunday I get up early for work, do a day's work, come home, catch up with the work that I should have done for YouTube, normally a late night, and then again on Monday it's like, oh god, here we go, bang, straight into it again, and another week's work. So it is quite tiring. So yes, we have definitely considered doing that and making the streams a little bit earlier. We're down to really you guys. It's down to the individuals. I'll be honest with you, whenever I think about doing the streams earlier, my primary concern is with a lot of the regulars who are used to it being 9 o'clock, and they've planned their Saturdays around it, so they kind of know how many drinks they've got to drink before it gets to 9 o'clock, so they can numb the effect of the stream, all that kind of stuff. And obviously there's people as well all around the globe, so we've got people in obviously America, Canada, various different time zones around the world. So I don't want to be putting those people into a position where it's an awkward time for them to watch. I know really I shouldn't do that, but I do care about all the viewers, and I've got to look at the demographics, the people that help support the channel as well, because ultimately they are the people that we do this for. So changing the time of the stream, it is something that we would at some point possibly like to do. Maybe even do a Saturday afternoon, maybe do something in the Saturday afternoon, then do a later night one for members only or something. I don't know, it's not something I want to really get into, that members only thing, but I don't particularly want to do 2 streams on a Saturday, but I wouldn't mind doing a big one kind of earlier on in the day, and then maybe doing a smaller later one in the evening. I don't know, it's something I'm probably going to put into the community tab and into our Discord and see what the general consensus is. We'll see what you guys are thinking, and yeah, it's a tough one, but yes, I would like to change the time slightly. I think even if it's just an hour or 2 earlier, I think that would make a big difference, but we'll see. Wolfman Foxtrot says time zone here in South Africa is almost the same as you guys in the UK. Yeah, that's cool. Steve Burgess says 8 AM Sunday here, perfect timing. Oh god, yeah, it's yeah, completely different for us. Dave Aiken saying he tried the 2600X with the Wraith Stealth today, hitting 95 degrees. The outcome wasn't great. It was originally shipped with a Wraith Spire, not Stealth. I do actually have a Wraith RGB, which came from my 3900X. I was tempted to put it on there, but I don't know. Are you guys the same, where if you buy parts, if you don't use, like in this for instance, if you bought a 3900X and you had the cooler, but you didn't ever use it, but you just wanted to keep the packaging nice, so if you ever sold the processor or anything, you could do something with it. I don't know. I do like to keep all things together. I don't know. I might end up using that. It might be one of those things where it becomes monetarily kind of a thing I have to do. Although I am tempted to try out the new gammaxx 400 V2, because that does actually look like a slight improvement on the original 400, and it does seem to be relatively cheap in certain areas. So maybe we'll take a look at that. We will see what we will see. Stuart Cleary says Saturday night beer and tech at 9 PM is good, but 8 PM would be okay. Captain Meat Adventures, Mike, you are Mr. Saturday Night. That deserves to be seen up on the screen. I wouldn't go quite as far as that, but yes, it's. Bob says as long as it keeps me away from Strictly.
I've never ever watched Strictly.
I've only ever watched Strictly once, and that was because I was working in a previous job, which was in the TV industry, and literally I was waiting for them to finish filming on the set, and I was stuck in my porter cabin with the TV on, and it was like either, I think it was like some really, really bad Christmas movie on one channel, like Scrooge or something, or Strictly Come Dancing. I was trying desperately not to fall asleep in the chair, and I thought the music from Strictly Come Dancing might go some ways to keep me awake. It didn't. I struggled. I got to be honest, I did doze off. I think Kath phoned me a few times actually to wake me up. Anyway, moving on. So let's get into this. I will be briefly peering at your comments and questions, so don't think I'm ignoring you, but I'm going to try and do this and not mess anything up, which, as most of you know, for me, generally is not an easy thing. Let's see if that lined up correctly. Yes, fantastico. So let's start with the motherboard then.
Captain White says, thanks for your last YouTube comment. It's taken a bit, but I don't.
Oh yeah, Captain White, the YouTube comment. Yeah, that was about the Carl Pinkerton thing, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Was it not? I don't know. Whatever it is, yes, that's fine. Captain White. Well, I'm not sure what the comment was. Refresh my memory. Yeah, whatever it was, it's absolutely fine. We are, both Kath and myself are very much, well, possibly more me, but I don't really hold grudges or anything, and most of the things, I suppose because I'm a bloke, I'm normally forgotten what I've said about 5 minutes after I've typed it, so yeah, that's absolutely fine. Okie dokie, so this is the motherboard. What's the quality of the image like, everybody? Actually, I'll just quickly ask what your what's the deal? Can you see the board okay? Do I need more light? Are we good? Actually, Kath, can you angle that or angle that one round, see if that'll do it? I think that might do it. There's a bit of a shadow on this side, isn't there? I can't really see the full screen. I think that's all right. Are you guys happy with that? Can you see all right? Oh, a bit more light would be nice. Okay, let's have a little bit more. Little bit lights. Bloody. It's Dutch Jan, Ugly Bob, O'Reilly, and Nick Barnes. Is it Kenny D? Yeah.
Just don't do super chats because I'll have to turn it.
Yeah, if you do super chats, Kath's gonna have to turn off 2 lights, and she might trip over something and cause an industrial injury. Yeah, now you got to see the light on the board. You've only got yourselves to blame, to be fair. Right, so I think probably the best thing to do is if we start off with the drive. Is that actually super bright now? Yeah, it's. Sorry about that. It's because it's a dark board. It's a shame it's not dark already, and you won't be able to see the horrible brown, bronzy, beige, whatever it is on there. Although, to be fair, the MSI Pro boards, which all seem to come in this kind of bronzy colour, they do last very, very well. Our son has got a B550 Pro, and he's had that for, well, 5 years at least, and it's still chugging along. I've never had one of these drives before. So this is the Western Digital. I don't know why, I don't think of it as Western Digital when I see a blue box. I don't know why. I just don't comprehend that it is actually Western Digital. All the links for this stuff, by the way, if any of you are interested, the links are available in the description. So if you want to pick up any of these fantastical items, yes, you can do. I can never remember what size screwdriver I needed for this. I should get my Mike's Unboxing one. And actually, I should check. Yes, so our M.2 1 slot. If you're ever not sure what will actually fit on your board, there's normally a little tag next to it there. So it says M.2-1, PCIe, it's got a tick, SATA, it hasn't. So you have to use NVMe PCI Express style drives in this particular slot, okay? Bit of wobble on that.
I'm not sure I
Okay.
Stephen Kelly's new here.
Stephen Kelly or Steve and Kelly?
Stephen.
Stephen Kelly. How you doing, Stephen Kelly? Stephen Kelly is new here. How you doing? Good to see you. Like the picture. That's very, very cool. It's it's me, innit? Or some other shiny-headed individual.
Ugly Bob says there's a tear going horizontal of the image when you move stuff.
Yeah.
Either that or he needs another beer.
I think it's what it is the...
Can I lie there and you'd cut me in half?
I've got the frame rate set too high on the camera. Let me see if I can adjust it. Hang on a sec. Where are we? Photo style. I'll try not to press the wrong buttons, so it'll kill the stream. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Record quality. There we go. So let's try that in. Oh, it's 25p.
Captain White, the comment was when they said the IONZ case was ugly, but then made a subsequent comment and that suggested they were referring to you instead.
Ah, right, okay, no, that's fine, bollocks that.
Notice that one.
Right, let's see. Is that any better?
That's
Marginally.
having problems with the...
Okay, bear with me a second. Let me see if I can get this fixed. No, no guarantees. USB HDMI properties. FPS 50. Let's try 30. Okay. Is that better?
Can't see it.
Yeah, now someone's done a bloody super chat, you unthoughtful bastards. Do you know what I'm trying to do, stream here? RSD is giving us, oh no, sorry, Marco Tran, I can never say this. Marco Tanaskovic, is that right? Tanaskovic? Telescopic? I don't know, it's one of those. Marco, bless you. RSD 500, what is RSD? King Mike, in-wing 101 on the way. Nice. If I put a thick 30240 on the side, will the bottom vent under still fit? Yes, it will. Yeah. Oh, actually. Oh, Echo. Why is there echo now? Oh, that's because I've done that one. So there we go. That's better. We better now? Sound okay? If you put a 240mm on the side, will the bottom vent under it fit? Ooh, I've got to think. I'm pretty sure, yeah. If you put the 240 on the side, yes, it will do. Marco, maybe... Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure it will. I think you'll be fine. I never actually put a 240 on the side in mine, I don't think. I just had two fans. It is a while back, so yeah, my... it is... Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I think you'll probably be alright with the underneath bit, but I don't think you'll be able to get the three fans on the bottom as well. Okay, right, let's get on. Dave Lakin says, someone's first rodeo. Yes, very much. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, I was losing M.2 screws. Right, let's put this drive in. So with these drives, fingers on the end, and they go in on a kind of 45-degree upward angle. And I just wiggle them in, and then the fingers will release. The drive will normally stay in the upright position like that, as if it's been like supping on Viagra all evening. So a little bit of pressure, and you should find that the drive just matches up there. You don't need an awful lot of pressure on this. It just needs to be held in place. So don't screw the screw up overly tight, because you may break it. What's going on out there?
I don't know.
So that looks ugly as all hell. I've got to be honest with you.
Oh, that's right. He's licking the pie tray.
Ah.
Tin thing.
Audio start tray. DVDR says, I miss the days when I used to fill every PCI Express lot on the board. Yes, those days are fortunately not with us anymore. PCI Express or PCI steering and bus steering and PCIe bus mastering, PCI bus mastering is something that we don't have to deal with anymore, which is absolutely fantastic. Nothing worse than that when you'd be playing a game or you get these random crashes where you'd have IRQs which are messed up, or DMA channels or interrupts, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm glad we don't have to deal with that anymore. Okay, Andy May says, I have to say I don't like the motherboard. I don't like the brown.
And Chris finds blue on brown.
It's, yeah, blue on brown is not great, is it? It's like something out of a really bad Changing Rooms episode. Hey ho. Well, there's not really a great deal I can do about that, sadly. But fortunately, when it's actually in the case, we're not going to see it. So, yeah.
Can you get add-on NVMe heatsinks?
Yes, you can get add-on NVMe heatsinks. I have actually got, I'm glad you said that. I did buy some ages ago, and I've recently just found them again. Or is that Staples? It looks like the same thing. If this is a box of Staples, I'm going to be very upset with myself. So it looks like a box of Staples, it really does. But these are sticky NVMe drive coolers. So you can buy these in packs of 4 or 5, and that's literally it. So all you do is put your thermally adhesive tape on the drives there, stick on the cooler on the top, and you no longer have a massive wedge of blue on your motherboard. There we go. Happy days. Yes, Kath?
Does fitting NVMe reduce GPU speed performance?
No. Fitting an NVMe on this particular board is going to be fine. You've still got PCI Express Gen 3 times 16 go into the top slot, plus you've also got times 4 go into the first, the primary one. So I think the 2600, Ryzen 5 2600, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's got 24 PCI Express lanes. So you've got 4 which are the DMI linked to the chipset, you've got 4 which are linked to the NVMe, and then you've got the 16 going to there. Actually, no, it must be more. It must be like 28, because then you've got the additional slots there. I think there's, yeah, PCI Express times 1. Some of these get disabled when you use certain things, so yeah, there is a downside. Actually, someone look it up. How many...
So someone, that's Bob.
Yeah, anyway, someone or Bob, can you look up and see how many PCI Express lanes there are actually on the Ryzen 5 2600X? It must be like 20, it must be 30, but I can't imagine it being that many. I'm confused. I am genuinely confused. What was the question? How much were the heat sinks? Were about £4, £5. They're very cheap. I bought them on Amazon. The downside of them is because the adhesive on these is like ridiculous.
20 PCI lanes.
20. I thought it was 20. Yeah, these sticky pads are sticky as a mother. So some of you might remember I had a drive which broke ages ago, and actually trying to remove one of these because I was sending the drive back because it was knackered, and I actually pulled it off, and it pulled off a chip with it. Fortunately, I managed to send the drive back and get a swap out on that. But yes, I would advise, if you are getting these, swap out the tape for something a little less industrial, or get one which actually screws down or clips onto the drive, because these are a little bit on the super sticky side. You could always use them for sticking onto chokes and that sort of stuff. For that kind of thing, they're going to be perfect. But anyway, so that is definitely an option. So let's get the CPU installed. Obviously, we've raised our lever. Why do you do American? I do lever. I don't know. I'm stupid. Always remember, if it says socket A on there, then just make sure that the chip says what it is in the same direction. You'll also have a little point or a little triangle in one corner, which matches up with the gold triangle on the CPU itself. This one was from CX, and it arrived with the pins bent to all hell. There was, how many pins were bent on it, Kath?
Most corner ones. Pretty
much all the corners were, because some dipshit, when they sent it out, they put it into the AMD tray, but these AMD trays only fit properly one way. You can put them in the other way, and sometimes you're risking damage, especially if you're posting it out, because it's got a bit of movement in there. So when you're installing them, when you're putting the chip in, it says AMD there. It says that because that's the right way up. Otherwise, they wouldn't need to print that on there. So make sure your processor, the writing on the processor, is the same way up as what is on the blister, or potentially you could bend some pins. You didn't want to do that. That's CX's job, because they're... No, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, that is the chip installed, so we... Yeah. Oh, box stock. Who's actually Captain White and Tech Check? Thank you for the PCO, and Bob. Thanks all for chiming in there. God bless you. Actually, I'm going to raise my chair up a little bit so I can see what the feck is going on. So next we're going to put the cooler on. So we're going with the we're going to risk it for a biscuit and go with the stock cooler, but we're not going to use any old thermal paste. We're going to use some MX4 thermal compound, the compound of champions. This is good stuff, very good stuff. Although I want some Arctic MX5. I'm going to get some of that. I've got 4 tubs of this. I bought it when it was on offer, and I didn't realise that MX5 was going to be out as quick as it was. So yeah, that was a little bit of a kerfuffle. Oh, I haven't changed this camera setting back. Go back, you bastard. There we go. See if I can zoom you in.
Galactic Blade says hi.
Oh, is that focus? Can you actually see that? Yes, you can. Who said that? Ordinary Dudes here. How you doing, buddy? I'm Pierre. Hey, Pierre.
Galactic Blade.
Galactic Blade. How you doing, Galactic Blade? Galactic, are you new here? Is this your first rodeo?
Yeah, so should only ever use CAX to sell, never buy from there.
Right, I'm going to learn from my previous lessons here. He says, see, even though I knew what I was going to say, and I knew in my mind, really, I was lying. I choked on it. I'm only going to put a little bit of paste on there because I know that these coolers are an absolute bastard to get off, especially if there's a load of paste there. So I've tried to put not too much on, and it still is probably too much, to be fair. But, well, I'm lucky that if it does get stuck, at least I'm in a position where I can sort it out. So, how are we looking there? Yes, looking good, looking good. Matthew Day's come up with some additional information there. Right, the PCI Express lanes. Thank you, Matthew. Good, good. Welly Bob says that's a well-placed P-splodge. It's not bad, actually, to be honest with you, considering I'm under intense pressure from the viewers right now. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Thank you, Welly Bob. Thanks for the emotional support. And the financial support, because you are a member also. So bless you for that. So actually, Kath and myself, we were discussing this a little bit earlier during the week, that we have been extremely humbled by all of your kindness and support and basically everything that you guys do for us. So I know we laugh and joke and do all this stuff, but seriously, for a moment, we are genuinely very appreciative of everything that you guys do. Watching the videos, commenting, liking, sharing. Actually, sharing, you could do more sharing. You lazy, lazy bastards. Share the video, goddammit. Everywhere. Share it to anyone. Share it to anyone and everyone.
Can you read Captain Meats? But can you sing it?
Captain Meats, can I sing it? Oh, so I turned into bloody Dennis Waterman. Okay, we'll see it. Where is it?
Second from bottom.
Oh, that is in the style of, is that Shakademus?
That's Britney Spears, isn't it?
Till I lose control.
Oh, no, yeah.
Pace me in the morning. Well, what is, I can't remember the rest of that song now. Tease me, tease me, tease me, baby.
That's the word.
There's a copyright strike right there.
Well, they wouldn't recognise it, Babs.
Sunny Side Up says, we just can't bear to be seen sharing a video with a bald guy who can't stop smiling and being super nerdy and shit. Very good. Yes, that's true. I do, that is definitely a thing. Is that going to fit that way? I wish they put the AMD logo on the right side. Why would they do that? Right, let's line up the screws with the back plate. Because we're not getting very far tonight, are we?
They were always told to do figure of 5 thermal paste light with 5 on a dice.
Oh yeah, the 5 spots. Yeah, 5 spots on a thermal application is a pretty good one as well.
But Mike's got a job to stop 1 dot.
Yeah, I used to. If I do a 5 dot method, this is going to be ridiculous. I'll be getting rid of that stuff for donkeys.
We'd get through a blue roller.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, pass over the blue roll, please. I will show you why. Need zoom back out a minute. Oh, this camera. I need a proper camera mount thing. This one is bodged so badly. Is that focusing? Yeah, that'll do, whatever. So that's the blue roll we use, and normally that is like a big thick mother. And this is just from doing thermal paste reapplies. So you can get an idea. And you know me, I'm a tight sod. So I just rip off a little bit, not even a full sheet. And that is what I use. And we get through it like crazy. Luckily, there's a local parts emporium where we get it very, very reasonably priced. Why is there a black bit on the side of the screen? I've done something very wrong here.
Oh, I get you.
Hang on, what's going on here? Stupid camera. Yeah, it's because it's in stupid mood. There we go. Let's turn it around a little. Oh god, I've done it again. Right, don't zoom to focus. Stupid thing. Okay, right, which corner did I do last? Can anybody remember? Because I have not got a clue. Tell you what, I'm just going to go with this one.
Patrick's here.
Patrick is here. How are you doing, Patrick? Where's my mouse? Where's so many things gone? Oh, did I just close down the chat?
Middle.
There we go. Boom. The middle screw I haven't done. Ordinary Do says you can remove the fan and from the heatsink and move it 90 degrees. You can actually, although it does make getting into some of the screws a little bit precarious because there is like a cutout where the screws are, and if you turn it around 90, they don't quite line up in some places. But I have actually done it before. I did it for, well, I've done it for me actually. Pierre Plays says, pro YouTuber. Clearly you are not referring to myself. Sunny Side Up says, I might have already asked this before, but did you used to own your own PC repair parts shop before? I worked and managed a computer repair store, and I then left there to do a mobile setup, working for a company which I was a partner of. Unfortunately, one of the partners had a slight tendency for overindulging in the alcohol. So yeah, you can kind of guess how that went. RAM time. Moving on swiftly. This is the Kim Tego stuff. Actually, I quite like the look of this. It's very minimalist. And as I said in the stream previously, it's got little lines on it. It's kind of match up with those lines a little. It's got a similar sort of vibe to it. So what we need to do now is install the RAM. So we're going to use slots 2 and 4. Reason for that is because you've got 2 channels, even though there's 4 slots, 2 channels from the CPU, and they're wired so that 2 and 4 are the first ones of each channel, and then they kind of go back on themselves after. So as always, check your RAM, line up the notch with a notch, and we'll start at number 4 first of all. That didn't feel like it was lined up. There we are. Equal pressure both sides and snap into place. I do love that. I've actually, I generally always do one side first, but I have noticed my accuracy or kind of the problematic boots stuff from PCs by doing the flat mount rather than the side by side. Like most people would do this. They'd put one in that side, get that lined up, then you do the other side, and you do that and that, which 9 times out of 10 is fine. But because you're going in kind of like on an angle and then down, sometimes the pins don't always match up as well as you'd think they would. So that is why I quite like to do the both-sided installation method now. So we go, boom. Welly Bob says, is Mike using the mouse with his right hand? Yes, I am. Yes, I am left-handed, as most of you know from the videos, but yeah, I can use the right hand if I want to. I'm not particularly accurate with it, but I can get around, I can click on things and do things, click on stuff, may not be the right stuff. Patrick LaBelle's still preparing the barbecue, damn it. Captain Meese Adventure says, I wonder what Kenny G is doing tonight, should we tweet him?
I've seen Kenny G.
No, Kenny D that is. Kenny G is the one who's done Songbird. Kenny G is not here. Kenny D is. No offence.
That's who Captain was saying last week.
Ugly Bob says, does that mean you play CSGO with your right hand? Sadly, no. I am just as bad at CSGO with my good hand, so to speak. Right. Actually, I don't know why I'm bothering tidying this up, because there's a strong chance, pretty much 99% of that cooler's going to have to come back off of there, isn't it? Anyway, so we're all installed.
Ben's asked what games would this play?
What games would this play?
Be able to play?
To be honest with you, there isn't a game that it can't play, which is the pragmatic approach. That is, yeah, arguably there isn't a game that it can't play. I don't think there is a game on the market currently which this would boot up and say, sorry, I cannot play this because you suck. That isn't a thing. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there is a game. Because we've got a lot of APUs on the market now, and a lot of games are kind of written with actually super low specs in mind as well, most things will, as long as you've got a modern driver available for the hardware, most games will actually run, albeit they might need to run on extremely low settings. But really, like, if you don't need anything overly balls to the wall, then this is actually still pretty good. You've got 6 cores, 12 threads, you've got 500 gigs of NVMe storage, which is pretty fast, considerably faster than a SATA drive, hundreds of times faster than, well, not hundreds, but actually it is hundreds of times faster than a mechanical drive, 16 gigs of fast RAM. Realistically, you could put this up against another system with the same graphics card in, and you probably wouldn't notice the difference much in games, because you're going to be more bottlenecked by the graphics card than you are with the system. The graphics card will still play all games. There isn't a game, well, Cyberpunk I haven't tested, but I think I probably will, but it should be absolutely fine. Sunny Side Up says, do you do all your editing and graphics work? And Kath has already answered that. Yes, it's all done by us. Which is why it's...
I say us.
Yeah, which is why it sucks, because basically, yeah.
Film, edit, upload. No.
Some things I can edit well. Some things I actually enjoy editing. Mostly I don't. I hate editing, I really do. I hate filming, I hate editing, and I hate uploading. Other than that, I'm all good. What was that, Captain Meat?
Yeah.
Captain Meat has just sent Kenny G the link to the stream in a tweet. Thanks. If Kenny G comes on this stream,
Nice.
that would be amazing. And
He was.
I wonder if, actually, if he did come into the stream, whether he would give us permission to maybe use Songbird actually in our intro title. That would be amazing. Or if we do some sort of montage and we just have some Kenny G Songbird playing in the background to get all of you young kids in there in the mood for some loving. Because that is what Kenny G is all about. Not really computer hardware related, so yeah. Sorry about that, Kenny. Kenny G. Woo, budget build. Which 450 is that? Excuse me? Which 450? What 450?
What board is it?
Oh yeah, it's a B450, sorry. Well done. Well pointed there, Kath. MSI B450-A Pro Max. This, believe it or not, you can actually put 5000 series processors on. You possibly wouldn't want to, but anyway. Captain Me's Adventures. Each week we should tweet celebrities a link to the stream. Any ideas? Well, it's got to be Carl Pilkington, isn't it?
And that one from The Mummy.
Oh yeah, the guy from The Mummy.
Who else?
Imhotep.
Oh.
Send Imhotep a link.
Vern's gone, hasn't he?
Yeah, don't do it to Vern Troyer because he's not with us. Apparently Kenny G is a big Alienware fan. Matt Lucas. Right, that's it.
Harry Hale.
Harry Hill, yeah.
Arnold Vosloo.
Arnold Vosloo, yeah, that's the thank you, John. That's the guy. That's the guy right there. Actually, I've got my Harry Hill glasses ready at a moment's notice.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, that'd do. There we go. The
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
I'm a bit scared.
Jesus. I got my Harry Hill glasses on so I can actually see stuff. Oh, it is Emmett. It is the right board. Just double checking.
McGuinness stroke Alan Carr. Oh no, sorry, Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr.
I think they meant they must have meant Alan with those glasses.
Let's get Jimmy Carr on. It'd be hilarious. Do I need any of that? Yes, I do. I better get the case out now, am I really? Can't believe we've got onto the case time already. Sunny Side Up said, yeah, Yul Brynner. Oh, there's only one way to find out.
Does Harold Shipman tweet? Is he still alive?
Harold Shipman? No, I don't think so. You'd hope not.
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle.
She loves a rabbit dick.
Oh dear. Oh, this is going to end up in tears, isn't it? I need to get this out of here somehow. How am I going to do this, Cav? Help me. Help me. Let's go to... Here we go. I didn't want you lot to see me drop this or get electrocuted, as is often the way. Oh. I need a bigger desk, really. I need a bigger house. We need to turn into Linus. Tech check says, lol, not that button. No, that was the right button. That was my my privacy button. Apparently Susan Boyle's new album is called Motherboard. Oh dear. Right, Kath, you better watch out in case there's any reflecto porn.
Oh no.
Is it me or does the stream look really laggy? Turn into Linus and drop things. Yes.
Oh, now turn around backwards.
Oh god, this microphone. I need to mount a microphone overhead, just slightly out of shot. I think we're good. I can't see what's on the screen anyway. So this is the IONZ Taiyo. What am I doing with these bloody glasses on? That's it, I'm gone. Actually, Calf? No, don't worry. It's good, I'm okay, I've got it.
You can put it on that table thing.
I'm under control. Anyway, this is the IONZ Taiyo. I love this case, I do. I really do. It is, it's got pretty much everything I love about computers and cases all in one package, and it costs basically nothing. You cannot go wrong with this case, you really can't. So I'm going to take the side panels off a minute and try not to break them. Top tip, if you are doing any work on your PC and you're taking the side panels off, put them back in the box with the phone. I'm not going to do that because I like to take a risk, and if they drop, it's just, well, that'd be funny as hell. Kath always gets really upset. She's like, oh, put the bloody case down on the thing, stop it.
Car radiator fans.
It does, yeah, it could be a car radiator, couldn't it? Quite easily could be a rad fan. It's not, well, yeah, it is a little bit smaller, but the effect is very similar. So nice and easy to work in this case. Lots of room for getting stuff around. The RGB is basically done in the box, so we don't have to worry about anything there. We can put a radiator in if we wanted to. There's tons and tons of space in here, including the stuff which is probably just falling out. Yeah, there's loads of room in here. It's a really nice spacious case. There's a good 2.5 inches, I think, between the motherboard and the top of the case.
What CPU are you using? Sorry.
How long is that? Yeah, 2.5. Oh, that's bang on 2.5 inches. I should have known that because it's a very similar size. Sorry, Kath.
What CPU are you using?
CPU is the Ryzen 5 2600X.
And Steve Burgess asks, if you flash the BIOS to use 5000 series, can you still use the 3000 series, or do you have to flash it?
Oh, something's just broken. Yeah, if you flash the BIOS to... Steve Burgess has asked this question. Is that a baseball cap he's wearing? Yeah, it is. Cool. I did wonder if it's an unusual haircut. Steve is saying, if you flash the BIOS to the 5000 series, can you still use the 3000 series, or do you have to flash it again? No, with most motherboards now, if you flash them to a newer BIOS, it's absolutely fine, and most, if not all, of the older processors will still work. Sometimes they cut out things like the older A series, but yeah. What's that? William Bodie says the stream looks sandy on my TV now. Sandy on?
It must be at autocorrect.
There's something moving there, but I think that's the fan which you've got overhead. Is it okay? Looks okay on OBS. I'm looking at the stream on the other side. Yeah, it looks good. We think we're okay.
Look at this.
Are you their biggest fans, Mike? They are. Sorry, Kath, what was that?
Sunny side up. Was that something ages ago?
Oh, look at the cinematography working, lining up perfectly on the face. There's an accident, I'll be honest with you. So I've already left the screws in on the pillars. I often do that just to make life a little bit easier when I'm actually changing stuff away. Ahmad says, placing games on the end. I'm not going to do the installation of Windows. There's a couple of reasons behind that, because I do need to purchase the license keys for the setup, and also I do need to download a Windows ISO, which I did forget to do before the stream. And if I start trying to download an ISO now with the stream running, as those of you that have watched the stream previously will know that yeah, it doesn't do well for our internet. We are on a very humble internet speed here in the UK, and as soon as we start trying to download anything, it just kills the stream. James Miscellaneous is in the house. He says, nice case, but too bad the front wasn't designed to accommodate the front size fans properly. To be honest with you, it doesn't really do a bad job. A lot of people, I've noticed, like Gamers Nexus said that, they quite often say with the 200mm fans that a lot of it is kind of blocked off by the framework, but the oversight of having too much metal against the quietness of the fans, for me, I think is something which I'm quite happy with. I would much rather have a larger fan at a slower RPM and have it slightly blocked. And actually, to be honest, there isn't. I'll try and get you a picture of it actually from the inside, so you can probably see anyway. But looking inside, the fans aren't actually that badly blocked, considering where they are. It isn't bad at all. And most of it is going to be coming from the kind of those sections anyway, going that way. Those bits, it's not really doing a great deal anyway, so it's more focus on it. Anyway, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Johnny G.
Johnny G? Is he a songbird? Johnny G. Would you ever consider using integrated graphics for a budget? Yeah, of course I would, yeah. Integrated graphics are actually alright. I've used many integrated graphics systems, and I've sold a lot of integrated graphics systems, and those, now more so, seem to be the ones which are actually less problematic. Because previously, the drivers and stuff used to be an absolute ball ache with the early Ryzen stuff. Especially the 2200G, that was a bit of a minefield. But since they've unified all the drivers, I think APU systems have become considerably more stable. I don't know what you guys think about that. Let us know in the comments. Always interested to hear what your reviews are. Ultimately, it depends who you are, where you are, what the market is like, what people are likely to pay, and all that kind of stuff. There isn't a perfect setup, there isn't a perfect PC, there isn't a perfect component. It's all very much based on individuals and looks at market spaces and all that kind of stuff. Rictos77 says, very nice case indeed. Thank you very much. It's alright, I like it. For the money, I don't think you can go too far wrong. If I could get those fans in a PWM version, this would be the case I'd probably use for every build going forward, just because of what you get for your money. It's essentially, it's a gammaxx F15, but with worse fans. Oh, did I not do that screw? Oh my god. That is a rookie schoolboy error right there, and no one spotted it, including me.
Johnny G uses 3400G in one of about budget builds, and I've been really impressed by it.
Yeah, 3400G, I've used a few of those. The 3200G I think is actually one which has been really underrated. The 3200G is actually a decent little chip.
Can you show George where the chip for the Windows 11 is? Please?
Can I show George where the chip, oh, the TPM chip? Well, the TPM chip on here is actually in the processor, so I can't really show you that. The TPM is controlled by the CPU. They have what is like a firmware TPU. You can get an add-on TPU chip, which would fit onto the TPM header, which is just there. So there's a header there, and then the TPM chip would then be attached to that, much like a USB type header. So yeah, that's the TPM chip, but really the TPM in Ryzen processors is on the processor itself, baked into the firmware. And there's the last screw that I didn't take out before.
What's your thoughts on an i3 10100 for $100?
i3 10100 for $100. The processors themselves aren't the problems with Intel, it's the motherboards. The motherboards are generally all quite expensive for what they are. I've been inundated with people asking me, Mike, why don't you do an Intel build? Why don't you do in fact, we had a couple of questions today. Why didn't I do a review on the B560 boards? And my honest answer is, there's no point. Like, Alder Lake S, or whatever the new one is from Intel, can't remember what the name is now, I think it's Alder Lake S, is basically due out in like a month or so's time. So anyone who's on a B460 or a B560 chipset, it's kind of, you're at a dead end already. There will be upgrades along the path if you start off on a lower end processor like a 10100. Obviously you can go up to a 900K, etc, etc. But it's kind of, you're buying into a dead platform, much like AM4 is now. I wouldn't suggest to anybody to go out now and buy a top of the line AM4 motherboard, because you're at the end of life the day you buy it. We know it's going to come to an end. We knew this about a year ago when we were all talking about what is the next CPU is going to be and all that stuff. And we were all like, oh God, the 6000 series is going to be on a new chipset, it's going to be a new format, new socket. Why don't AMD let us stay on the same socket? We knew it's going to have to change at some point, and it is. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that kind of is the way of things. Right, let's get these I/O connected. So yeah, when it comes to Intel stuff, if you can pick it up cheap, like really cheap, then go for it. But just do bear in mind, have it in the back of your head that it's kind of a dead socket. And obviously don't spend too much if you're considering longevity. If you're just considering building a box, selling it on, or just using it for a bit and then be done with it and replace the whole lot again, then of course that's absolutely fine. Go for your life. But yeah, just don't spend money overly so on an Intel or AMD setup at the moment, because it's just not worth doing. Right, I'm going to get some of this front I/O connected right now. Let's go back to the main camera, so you can see. So I'm going to start off with some of the I/O, front panel I/O. So we're looking HD audio, we're looking USB 3 and USB 2.0. And looking at that one, that is the HD audio. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one first of all. Now the reason I'm doing these now is because if I do it after, I don't think the power supply is going to go in very easily, or there's going to be kind of things I need to push through. So I want to try and get those out of the way now.
Kieran asked, isn't AM5 going to be LGA?
Yes, that's right.
Or did I fall asleep when you answered?
No, it is, yeah. The new AMD socket is going to be LGA, so no longer are we going to have pins on processors, we're going to have pins on boards. And for anyone who's had an Intel motherboard or tried to buy a second-hand Intel motherboard, it is going to make the motherboard market horrible. Buying a second-hand Intel board is never an easy or good thing to do, because the pins are so easy to bend, and I don't see that getting any easier going forward. So that is something that we definitely need to keep an eye on. It's not the end of the world, but it's not good. And Clarence Nolan. How you doing, Clarence Nolan? We have a new supporter. So thank you very much for that, Clarence. Awesome. Oh, and another one, Sunny Side Up. Also, welcome to the supporters. Guys, honestly, you don't have to. It's very, very appreciated that you want to show your support and get yourself some badges and get yourself some early access to the videos. It is very cool. Very cool indeed. Mike recommended the gammaxx Diamond. Thanks. I bought the white one for a new PC and a black one to rehouse an old P4 Media PC. Ah, awesome. I've I've got to have a conversation with gammaxx. I don't think they're very happy with me, or potentially they won't be. Some of you may remember the COC case, the ibuprofen. It's not ibuprofen, but the Brufen C1. I think it was. Was it a C1? It was a Brufen C1, wasn't it? Yeah, Brufen C1 case, and I've done a build in it. And I showed them the video first of all, because I said, look, this is the build I've done. I want you guys to see it first of all, see what I did and see what I've done and see what you think of it before I post it out to the viewers. And it's been going around the houses now. I've done it ages ago, literally, I think we've done it in May. And it's been going around the houses and they keep on saying, look, we'll have a chat, we'll have a talk about it and we'll address your concerns and we'll put our side forward, etc, etc. And yeah, so far we basically just keep on missing each other, which has been most unfortunate. And I actually didn't want to release the video because there are some very unique things about that case which I really did like, as you can see from the initial review. And I'm just dying to release the video because it's kind of gone so far down off the edge of the kind of the to be released pile. It's like, come on, I need to release this video. But hopefully, they did say they're going to try and give us, we'll have a conference call on the 20th, which I believe is going to be Monday. So yeah, fingers crossed, I should finally be able to release that video, or at least give you a heads up on it. Yes, Kath? I'm going to do some braiding now.
So he wants help with graphics card, but I said to put it in, go to Discord.
If anyone's ever braided girls' hair, or just hair in general, I guess, because, well, less said about that, the better. You can actually do this with your I/O cables, and actually does make them a little bit neater. Oh, roll over the bloody wire again. Yes, braid the cables, and I like doing it. I don't know why. It's kind of therapeutic. Almost as therapeutic as watching paint dry. If you haven't done that recently, I suggest you do it. It's actually very good. Or alternatively, there's obviously Kerry Holzman. You just watch his videos.
Graham says, bring down your lighting, you're blown out massively.
Am I? That's Kath's fault.
Which one?
Turn that one that way. And that one that way, please.
But then you can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll live without it. Okay, there we are. We're nicely braided right to the very end, and I nearly smashed the glass. That was great. Now are we too dark now? What?
It's hard to tell.
It is hard. Aim that one back a little bit.
It's so delayed.
It's very warm in here today. It's very muggy. We're expecting a thunderstorm, I think. It feels like it. Oh, come on. Where are you? I need to sort out this studio space stroke desk. It's starting to really make my ass chafe.
How many times have you done Angel's hair?
How many times have I done Angel's hair? You can probably count that on the hands of one finger. It's not a regular occurrence, let's be fair. I don't like doing hair. It gives me flashbacks of when I had some. Right, so let's do the front panel connector. Actually, I'm going to take that USB 3.0 off again and try not to remove the header. The plastic bit. I hate doing front I/O panel connections. I really, really do. So it starts off in the bottom corner with our hard drive LED plus and minus. And the plus always goes towards the left-hand side on these, because they do need to be in the right polarity. Oh, is that Bob?
Bob's gone very
No,
quiet.
it's Graham. How are you doing, Graham? Thank you for the super chat. Normally it's Bob that does it when I'm about to do something particularly difficult to do. And he makes the lights go off. Dutch Shan says, look at Hardware Unboxed PC desk. Yeah, Hardware Unboxed, their garage is bigger than our entire house. Thank you for the super chat.
Cosmic's here.
Hey, Cosmic, how you doing?
And Tristan was earlier, but you were talking.
Oh, Tristan as well. Sorry, I do miss out on some of these things.
And I can't get a word in.
Streaming isn't easy. It really isn't. It's mentally taxing and physically challenging. Has I gone in the right hole? And there we go. Power LED plus and minus. I am definitely going to try and design an adapter for this that has got a little Mike's Unboxing logo on it.
Ugly Bob's back.
Hello, Ugly Bob. He's woken up.
As if he went away.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, there he is. Oh yeah. There's always something to blame, but oh, feckin' Nora. I can't see a thing now. I just have to go blindly. Oh, that. Oh no. I thought that worked then, but it didn't. I think I've left the pin out. Is that, ooh, I think I might have got it in. I'm pretty sure I got it in. Hey, I think that worked. Have some light, please. Did that work? Yeah, I think that did actually work. The I/O is coming together. It's very dark. That looks super dark now. Oh no, it's not. It's not too bad. The lights come back on. There's a delay. I should have realised that. I don't like where the USB 3 cable is on this board. It's actually in a really awkward place.
Just like this box.
Like that box that I left over there by Calf. Thank you for the super chat from Graham, another £1. Thank you, Graham. So, what does Graham look like? Does that work? Yes, it
David's
does.
done one as well.
I can't see. And David as well. David Aitken, £1. Oh, you lovely, lovely people, you. At this rate, I'll be able to afford Corsair stuff. Oh, wait.
And another.
Oh God, another. Who's that for? Welly Bob's in the pound club as well. Johnny G says you need a head torch. I do. I've got one somewhere.
Bang!
Right, is that broken now? Pierre Play says I'll join in, but I've only got 93p until the 24th. Oh no.
Disco ball's broken now, isn't it?
Yeah, the disco ball's broken. If you stimulate the balls too much, they go all a bit fritzy. So let that be a lesson to all. Ah, that has actually got addressable RGB header. Have I done something really bad here?
Graham's Avatar is his favourite film.
Ah, well, I can't even see what it is. My eyes are bad.
Well, is it? I can't.
Resets. Oh, after all that, I don't need the reset one connected, do I? Because that goes into here. Oh, damn it. All that careful braiding I'm going to have to undo. That is so soul destroying. My soul has literally been destroyed now. Oh, man. I can't believe I just did that. Right, let's take the front I/O out all again.
Kieran said, so I've seen the leaked AMD roadmap. 7000 desktop series will have integrated RDNA 2. So what will the point of 7000 series APU if the standard processors have an iGPU?
It's a very strong chance that the, actually just to answer that question from the roadmap there, from Kieran Atkinson, from what I can tell, I'm not an expert, I'm a shopper like most of you lot. From what I can tell, the way they're going to go about it is, if pretty much all of the processors are going to have integrated graphics in, which are going to be RDNA 2 level, then they're basically playing at the Intel game. So they're going to have the integrated stuff, which is going to be absolutely fine, but then they probably won't bother with APU, because essentially all processors will be an APU. And AMD have always regretted to some extent the whole APU market. Even from the original Liano chips, it was kind of always one of those things where it just wasn't really received particularly well. And I don't know why, it should have been, because it was a good idea. But I think that APUs will probably go the way of maybe OEM markets, so it'll be slightly enhanced versions, whereas everything else will just be the standard, well, a standard processor with integrated graphics like most Intel chips, apart from the K and the Fs, or the Ks. Yes, Kath?
You missed Tristan's Superchat.
Tristan's Superchat, I missed, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Tristan G, streaming ain't easy. Hell, pimping ain't easy, lol. I'd imagine pimping is potentially easier, as long as you can run fast.
Patrick says, Mike, do you remember when old USB had all the wires separated?
I do. I do remember when USB, actually, the wires were all separated and you had to wire them all individually. And quite often you'd get to a point where you'd wire them all up and then you'd realise that you'd done the ground for the one socket onto the ground on the other socket. It was never good. I used to hate that when people would buy a case, and because we were building systems, and they'd be like, oh yeah, I like this case, and you'd know that it'd be individual USBs, and you'd be like, no, you don't want to buy that. That's a horrible case. How about this one? This is much better. Just because it had the things built in already. What a cheapskate.
Kieran again?
Kieran, yes. That's why I thought have a roadmap has the APUs going right up to 7000 Series 2. They might make it so that the APUs are slightly higher level, possibly. That would make some sense, but hey, does anything make sense these days? Not a lot. Right, let me get these in, otherwise I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, at least I've got one less to plug in now. Hey, right.
DVDR is going to get a drink and snack to wake them up.
Good on you, DVDR. Get me a snack and a drink to wake me up and all. It's been a weird day. I woke up feeling absolutely like death warmed up. It was really weird. Not feeling too bad now. What a day. Oh, I don't like these at all. Come on. So who else is interested or looking forward to Intel graphics cards? I gotta be honest with you, I am. I am very, very looking forward to Intel graphics cards. I don't know why, really.
Do you want a beer?
I need something.
Beer or another cup of tea?
I haven't drank that one yet. I better drink that first, don't I? I don't want to waste it. I won't be greedy, I'll have some bread with it. Right, I've made a right mess of this already, so I think it's probably time to carry on making a mess with some other parts. How can I manage to do this so badly?
Yeah, falls out of her chair laughing at Intel GPUs.
I think Intel GPUs are going to be one of those things where it's either going to turn around and it's going to be absolutely amazing, or it's going to be great value for money, or it's going to be horrendous. I don't think there's going to be a middle ground. I think it's going to be one very distinct thing or one other. I'm hoping it's not going to be trash. So I think that would be a bad thing for Intel and also a bad thing for the industry, because people will be like, well, yeah, I'm not going to bother getting an Intel graphics card because they're crap. And then NVIDIA will go, ha, well, in that case, now there's even less competition, we'll put our prices up even more. And AMD will be like, well, I don't know, what do we do? We've not been in this situation before. Oh, hell, let's just put our prices up as well and see what happens. Which is potentially going to happen. I can't believe I'm using a fully modular power supply on this thing. Why am I doing that? What have I got out there? Cooler Master's a gold, that's a bronze. I'll stick with the bronze.
Bombay potato.
Bombay potato.
My friend is trying to build a PC for around £1,000. Would you recommend an i7 10700F or R5 5600X? Use it for at least the next 4 years.
It's really difficult to advise on a system, as in terms of money-wise. You haven't said what graphics card or anything like that you're going to be using or wanting to use. So, yeah, I would say your best bet is to join us over on the Discord, and we can go through it and throw a few options around and see what works for you. I always like if you've got a budget to work to, and again, it's depending on what it is you're doing. If you're doing things like video editing mostly, or yeah, it depends what you're actually doing. Some processors obviously do favour certain programs, much like graphics cards. Some of those favour different games. So it's not a case of just what is the best value for money for my system, it's what is the best value or what is the best option for me to use with this specific set of programs or games.
Have you used the Sharkoon PSU in a build yet?
Have I? No, I haven't used the Sharkoon PSU in a build as of yet. Actually, I just realised I don't need a SATA cable. Wow. That is different. There's not many times you can say I don't need a SATA cable, but actually, yeah, genuinely don't. Because the RGB is all done through Molex, the NVMe drive is self-powered, the graphics card is PCI Express. Wow, that is weird. Plug in a system up with one Molex and no SATA. I'm tempted to put them in anyway. But why do I need to? Don't need to, so I'm not gonna. What's that? Is that sooty?
Yeah, I love sooty.
Oh dear.
That's sweet.
Right, so we need our Molex connector and we need one for our CPU. So I'll go ahead and plug that one in. It's actually a shame to use this power supply. I really like this one. I don't really want to use it. But it's no point in it being out there being a shelf queen. Now I can, of course, with this, I can mount it fan down or fan up. It doesn't make a great deal of difference. So I'm gonna turn eco mode off and I'm gonna put it in fan side down and hope that this will fit in with the cables there. Yes, it will do. Get in. Get in! Where's the screws? There they are. EVGA double bagged them to be on the safe side. Thank you, EVGA. They just didn't realise that they'd be giving them to an idiot. Come on. Do you know what? If I sell this PC, I will actually be at a point very nearly where I can actually get underneath the table. And Christmas is coming. That is a fortuitous time.
You always go to the table at Christmas.
Well, I do for when I drop my crackers. We all drop our crackers at Christmas, don't we? So it's going to do in the 4 screws at the back there. I will, if there's anybody interested and want to see if this thing actually posts at the end, I will plug in the capture card to the system just to see if it works. I don't think I can do a Windows install. I think that might be a little bit too long-winded. I'll have to look if I've got an ISO ready to go on a USB. I know I haven't got a Windows 11 one, so I can't do that. So that is the PSU installed. So now I can go ahead and pass the cables back through that I haven't used, or that have kind of overhung a little bit. Get in there. Ooh, that is very very close to the edge there. Pull that one back through. And the USB 3. Lovely jubbly. So actually, yeah, it's not looking too bad in there. Although this side is, yeah, this This side's had much better days. So I think I might do a little bit of cable management to work out what is going where. Try and tuck some of this away. So let's push that along there. So I'm going to try and go with these down here for the I/O, and those also. So I'm going to run all of the I/O down that channel. Then I'm going to run the power up on that channel there. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Where is my cable tie? There we go. Yeah, it's very muggy tonight. Very, very warm indeed. I'm not too sure of the RGB actually, whether I'll run that towards the bottom or towards, oh, that's gone wrong already. I am rubbish at my job. So that one needs to actually be on that side.
Do you prefer tea or coffee?
I prefer, it depends what type of tea and what type of coffee is the honest answer. If I had to make a decision one way or the other on tea or coffee, I think it would probably be tea. Tea is probably what I prefer. But to be honest with you, as long as it's wet and drinkable, I don't mind. As long as it's got milk and sugar, I'm good.
Bombay Potato asks, is anyone actually using Windows 11?
Yes, I've been using Windows 11 pretty much from the day it was released, or at least the insider version. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't mind it. It's not perfect, and there's elements of it which it does worse than Windows 10, but having said that, there's elements that it does better than Windows 10. I think it's going to be, a lot of it is a case of kind of muscle memory. So, where a lot of us are used to doing certain things in a certain way. And once you kind of get those ways and means out of your head, then it actually becomes a really nice operating system. But it's just, if you're switching from Windows 10 to Windows 11 on a regular basis, like I do here, like that's Windows 11 behind us that we're streaming on now, and the other side is the Windows 10. Sorry, I just realised I've had that up on there for ages. Sorry, Tristan. Yeah, it is a little bit jarring at times. Some things like the copy, cut and paste in Windows 11 is fantastic. I love that. That is a very, very good, a very welcome addition. But I think the start menu isn't as good. I don't like the start menu. I think there's too many things or too many sections you have to go through in order to actually get things done. There's like an extra click here or an extra click there. And it's just like, come on, this was easier before. Why have you made it more difficult? The whole point of a graphical user interface and Windows as a company and as a product is to make your life easier. That is the only reason they exist. It really is. It's to make things simple. And if they can't make things simple or make things easier, or they're adding extra layers of complexity to it, it no longer becomes a sensible thing to do. Like for tying your shoes, if you had to tie your shoes, then untie them again to tie them, you wouldn't do it. There's no point. So why would you streamline something only to make it more difficult? That's a bad example, granted. And quite often I don't know what I'm actually saying, as you can probably guess. But you get what I mean. It's like, why make things more difficult? If the Windows 11 as it stands now, as in what I've got installed, if that is the final version, I'll be honest, I'll be quite unimpressed, because I think it still does require a considerable amount of polish before it hits the final kind of golden sample or golden master. I don't think it's ready. There's too many little quirks. Let me know what do you guys think? If you're using Windows 11, do you find, well, a weird thing I find as well is my start menu. I click on start to shut down, and I've got to click start twice every single time. Now, it could be just a bug of my installation. I'm completely like, that is definitely a possibility, but it's still a pain in the ass. And it's just one of those extra clicks that really want or have the time for. That sounds a bit stupid really, but you know what it is, like if you're used to something being simple and straightforward and then it becomes difficult, it's so annoying. I'm sure there's other pieces of software which do it as well, so it's not just Windows, but yes, it is somewhat annoying. Right, so our RGB, the RGB on this thing is a bit of a weird one. So all of the cables are kind of daisy chained together, and you've got a final one there with the power attached straight to it, which kind of fills me with a little bit of fear, because you know that at some point you're going to accidentally put that cable where it's not meant to go, where the sun don't shine. That's the longest one, so let's plug that in there. I am very tempted to do an Aletta on this and actually just rewire the whole lot.
But you won't get your gun to it.
Or take a gun to it, yeah, that's probably
The says their start menu is one click.
Oh right, that's interesting. So maybe it's just my installation. Again, it's very possible that is the case. Yeah, I have upgraded from 10 as well, rather than being a fresh install. So maybe a fresh install would fix it all for me. Okay, it's very possible that is all it is needed, just a fresh installation, which I'm likely to do at some point. Although I don't really want to do a fresh install when it's not the final version, especially if it's on a system which I'm using on a kind of semi-daily basis, or actually in terms of the one behind me, that is in use pretty much every single day. So yeah, it would be a shame to have to uninstall it, reinstall it, install it, uninstall it, and all that stuff. Just not necessary. Yeah, this cable management nightmare here. Oh, I should have done that really. Oh, there's a Home Alone picture which has just been posted. Who's that, Bob?
Yeah.
Bob is the resident Photoshop expert. Actually, Bob should do all the bloody thumbnails for the videos. They'd be far better and much more humorous. Right, I gotta snip these off and try not to actually snip anything important, said the gynecologist. Right, where is me Molex is? Oh, we're getting there now. Cooking on gas. Oof, Molex. Why? So I'm going to leave that cable there as a spare, just in case at some point there's more fans or anything needed to be added. And it's gone dark. Who's that? That is Steve Burgess. And he sent us $8.99 in New Zealand dollars. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for today and answering our questions. Mate, that's what that is what we're here for. Yeah, Kath, less so.
I tell you though now something.
Kath tells me the questions are there and I answer them. It's pretty good. It's a symbiotic relationship. So let's get that installed on there.
Oh, sorry, little green right there.
Yeah, Kath was off with the fairies then. Wish that cable was a little bit longer. EVGA, you've let me down. And actually it's right at the very end as well, so it's not as if it couldn't be a little bit. Yeah, that is a little bit on the short side actually. I think I said that in the review. I'm pretty sure I did.
Do you like Mr. Bean?
I don't, not really. There's certain types of humour which I like, and there's certain types of humour which I tolerate. And Mr. Bean is one of those ones which I kind of tolerate. Which is odd because I love Blackadder. Blackadder for me was one of the finest TV creations ever made. I really did enjoy Blackadder, but for some reason Mr. Bean I just didn't... I could see the humour in it, it was genius, it definitely was genius. But I don't know, it's just something I didn't... It just seemed a little bit too slapstick. It reminded me of Charlie Chaplin stuff and I didn't like that. Like Laurel and Hardy I didn't really like.
Harold Lloyd.
Yeah, and Harold Lloyd. Do-do-do-do. Harold Lloyd. There's another copyright strike. Yeah, Mr. Bean I didn't appreciate as much as I think as well. I thought it was a little bit overhyped, which is often the case. But then saying that, Titanic was like that, and I watched it and I thought it was alright. So, you can't always be 100%. Save me, Jack. Well, lose some weight, love, and we can both get on this raft. Hurtful bastard, Jack.
Frank Spencer.
Frank Spencer, yeah, that was a similar sort of thing. Frank Spencer, again, that was, some mothers do have them.
George absolutely loved Mr. Bean, didn't he? He watched him for hours.
He did, yeah. George loved Mr. Bean. We used to have that on loop. And EVGA, now EVGA and Corsair, to some extent, I think are both guilty of this. The power cables and the braiding is like ridiculous. There's so much of it. It's like, I can't even get the cable tie around it. It's such a chunky boy.
Faulty towers.
Faulty towers. I preferred the humour of Faulty Towers than I did from Mr. Bean. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't think there's a reason behind it. It's just, yeah, I quite liked it. Does that work? Yes, it does. And these cables are thick as hell.
Do you like Peter Sellers?
Peter Sellers, yeah, like the Pink Panther and stuff. I think I started to appreciate that more as I got older. But the whole, I don't know, I prefer comedy which is more believable, if that makes sense. Even though saying that, Blackadder obviously, and Faulty Towers was based on a real person, so kind of there is a element of kind of reality to it. Whereas Mr. Bean is just ridiculously over the top, and some of the other slapstick comedy like not Harold Lloyd, but I don't know. Yeah, when it's way too set up or not contextual, I suppose, I don't appreciate it as much as I should, possibly.
The young ones, bottom, double rich and back flap.
Yeah, the bottom was great. Young ones, bottom, Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, yes, all of those. Those were, I would consider those to be very clever comedy, but also they were of their time as well. So the humour in them now probably wouldn't be accepted. Right, power supply for the graphics card, that's going to be going underneath because we've got a little hole there. I can just get that through there. Yeah, these cables are ridiculously chunky, like stupidly. Jesus, can't even get to that. Why is it necessary to put this much braiding on a cable? This is kind of like Kath's packing when she sends stuff off in the post.
Sorry, Pierre.
Over the top. But at least it gets her in one piece, I guess. Or
Mark Barry says one of the episodes with the Morris Minor hanging over the cliff was filmed up the roof from him.
Yeah, Porridge was okay, because that was kind of, although it was quite slapstick, it was also based around reality. Oh, I've got this stuck now. Son of a bitch. This is why you should always put your cables through first for the power. I am rubbish.
The Office.
The Office was, yeah, I quite like The Office. There was a Welsh version of it as well, but then we found out after it was actually real.
It was a documentary.
It was a documentary, not a comedy. I've been watching it for ages thinking, this is hilarious.
It was called The Call Centre.
And it was called The Call Centre, and it was, I thought originally, it was The Office, but in Welsh, but it wasn't. It was actually a real call centre in Wales. Unbelievable. We are actually getting somewhere now.
Rutland Weekend Television. Clean and Police Squad.
Police Squad, I never really watched that. Graphics card, open up the back bit, stick it in, and boom. In she goes.
I remember Dick Emery.
Dick Emery, I vaguely remember, I think I remember Dick Emery. The Dick Emery show? Yeah, Only Fools and Horses was brilliant. Filmed in Bristol, a lot of that.
Kenny Everett show.
Kenny Everett was good as well.
Hell and Pace.
Hail and Pace, yeah, they were quite funny as well. A little bit over the top. Oh, bastard. O'Reilly, why would you do that to me? Thank you very much. He says, a good night. I need some sleep, I think it says through there.
Yeah,
Studying tomorrow. Oh, nice one, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you. Good sleep. Sleep well. You probably will after watching this drivel.
In fact, leave it on.
Mark Berry, Police Academy. Police Academy. That was another one of those ones where it was very slapstick, but I did like Police Academy. I think it was kind of Steve Guttenberg which really made that. I really did like Steve Guttenberg. I thought he was a very good actor at the time, and I don't know whatever happened to him. What happened to Steve Guttenberg? Is he still alive? They did like Three Men and a Little Lady. He found a ghost in the room, and then that was it. We'd never heard from him again. Is that going to be long enough? Oh, please be long enough. Please be long enough. Oh, that's a little bit on the tight side. Let's see. No, that is all right. Not too bad. So that's pretty much it.
Blues Brothers.
Reasonably tidy. I'm almost 100% sure this is going to overheat in seconds. That's all right though. Oh, that keep. What's that?
Brothers.
Yeah, the Blues Brothers was excellent.
Are the holes in the panel how big? Would the system suck much dust inside without a filter?
It's quite a tight mesh.
Thinking
Fair.
between this case and the Meshify 2 compact.
Well, there's a massive difference in price between them. If you're looking at the Meshify 2 compacts, that is kind of double the price of this. So it is going to be a better case. If you're on a budget, I don't think there's much that touches this. I really don't. Genuinely don't. I think that looks alright.
DVDR says it's been watching for nearly 2 hours and waiting for an hour at the start, worth every second.
Bless you. That is very kind of you to say that, DVDR. I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Jokum, B450 or B550?
This is a B450 in here. I would have preferred a B550, but
I don't know, is it asking for them?
if you had a choice of the two, I would always go for B550. It's a more modern chipset, more support, generally better in terms of VRMs because they were kind of more, they knew what they were getting into. Whereas with the early B450, what you got to think is the B450 range was designed when the 1000 series came out. So they didn't really know back then what the market was going to be like and where it was headed. And most companies on the first initial AM4 launches, especially like X370 and stuff like that, most of the manufacturers they didn't care about AMD at all. They were all Intel. So they skimped in a lot of places and the quality control wasn't great. And there was issues with memory controller timings and all that stuff when Ryzen first came out. And it wasn't until it gained a little bit of traction that motherboard vendors were like, oh, actually, yeah, maybe we could do a little bit better. Then you had like the version 2 boards come out of most of the B450 and X370 boards became better. Then you got X470, etc. So yeah, the first edition boards were never particularly good. But yeah, the B450, this one as a Pro Max, the upgraded version of the Dash A, is alright. And it gets the job done. I think that looks alright. So I'm going to fire it up.
Right, hold on.
Hold on.
Top Gear?
Top Gear?
Yeah, do you like Top Gear?
No.
Okay.
Used to like Top Gear. Don't like it so much now. I haven't watched it in years actually.
Do you know Louis D. Williams?
No. Don't think so.
Will 2 RX 570 8GB improve FPS?
2? I'll have to look at the question, I don't understand that.
Andy May.
Andy May.
And then $1 underneath. You might. I need to go through the bottom ones. Okay.
Will 2RX, no. 2 graphics cards very rarely ever improves things. especially these days, which is what a lot of systems now have actually had SLI kind of removed, and I think officially AMD have kind of got rid of it, and NVIDIA are kind of like, yeah, okay, less said about it the better. All right, let's see if I can get this to fire up. Oh dear God. Right, there's that one. This is where it all goes bang. So that is off currently, which is good. I don't want that to be on. I'm trying to work out how I'm going to do this because I need to see the screen. So I need a cable to see the screen. HDMI would be preferable. Have I got an HDMI? Where did I do it? Where's those cables I pulled out earlier, Kath? I put them over there. Oh. Actually, how long is that? Where is the HDMI? So there. Can I take that down from there? No, that would be a kerfuffle also. Well, that might work. Hold the line, caller. Oh God. Streaming isn't easy. Right, so if I unplug that, plug that into there, unplug that. I think I just lost the stream, I think I might have. Is that back? Hey! Oh crap. Oh no, we're back, we're back. Happy days. So, this is probably not going to work particularly well, but I'm going to try it. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. This is a bloody great idea. Please be long enough.
You look like a confused hamster at the moment.
Because I am a confused hamster right now.
Screams it would be bad.
So the over the top. This might actually work.
We nearly missed your seat then.
I know, but I try not to let anyone know. So thanks for that. Right, have I got a mouse? Yes. Batteries and a dongle in a wireless mouse.
And you may just wondered because the motherboard supports X-Fire, 2 graphics cards.
Ah, right, yeah, don't do it. Don't do crossfire. It's bad. Oh crap, I've run over my bastard cable again. Righty. Tommy Mallet, yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about Tommy Mallet. I feel that at some point in the future there may be things that come out about him that possibly aren't particularly favourable, but I don't know.
Is it Captain Meat's show of his Tommy Mallet's Big Buck Off?
Yeah. Right, I think this might work. Yes, right, let me get rid of that off the screen. No, that's the wrong, is that the right mouse? The wrong mouse? Where is my thing? There we are. Let's clear that down. And let's have that on full screen. So in theory, this should work. I don't think I can show both feeds at the same time, so let's...
Did we say Tommy?
Let's turn...
Tommy Mallet.
Tommy Mallet.
Did I say that?
I don't know.
Timmy. Dutch John still don't like the case.
Right, we don't appear to have any RGB, so where's the reset button? Please tell me this actually has got RGB built in. If it hasn't now, I'm going to be upset. I need the reset button, and I'm pressing delete now because I want to go into the BIOS. And let's press that in.
Danielle's waiting to see how loud,
Hey!
how quiet the fans will be.
There you go, that's the fans. There are static speed fans, so that is it. That is the speed they go at. And now, by the...
That's a a bit late. But...
Now, by the magic of science, I should be able to press the button on here to do the top camera shot, which is now connected to the computer. Hey! And it's working. And we've still got audio. How's about that? That is worked. So it has booted. So we've got AMD Ryzen 5 2600X 6-core processor. And we've got a DRAM frequency on there, so dual channel. Now, I can actually set up some of the BIOS now, so let's go ahead and press F1 to run setup. And we're going to have to change a few things here because the RAM isn't going to run at that speed. Not in a million years.
Good job, Mike.
Thanks, Babs.
No, it's Johnny.
Oh, thanks, Johnny. So we can probably go with UEFI. And AHCI. And we'll turn, we won't use OC Genie. And actually, let's go into advanced mode because that's a little bit better. So settings, so system status, time and date. Oh wow, yeah, I did reset the BIOS on that. So what is the, that's the month first, isn't it? So 9, was it the 18th today, isn't it? Lovely, and the time is approximately 2300. Nice. Nice. PCI, blah, 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 do we need anything in there? Super IO. I don't know why, but I always turn off the SATA port, serial ports. And we don't have a parallel port either, so we'll disable that. Power management, we'll leave that as is. Windows OS, we'll leave as it is. Integrated peripherals, VGA, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go into boot. Hard disk, USB, yeah, that's all fine. And let's go to OC. And we want to enable XMP. So we're going to enable profile 1, which is 3333, and profile 2, is that the same CAS latency? I can't quite see. Yes, it is. So I'm going to choose profile 1, then the DRAM frequency I'm going to change manually to 3200, because that is going to be a little bit easier. We can have memory try it as well. You can try different speeds on there, so you can go in. Maybe try slightly tighter CAS latencies there, but we can maybe try some of those things at a later date. Hardware monitor, see how we're looking at the moment. So CPU fan 1 is currently at 1700 RPM, and our temperature at the moment is not too bad, is it? CPU's temperature is 37 degrees C, which is okay-ish, I guess. None of the system fans are showing because there's none connected, technically. Okay, happy days. So I think that is pretty much it. So I'm gonna.
Says you could try 3600.
I might, yeah, I could try 3600. Let's see if I got a Windows 10 here. I don't think this has got actually Windows 10 on it. You never know, it might have. So where we save and exit is normally F10, I think, on here, isn't it? Well, actually, I know what to do. Precision boost overclocking. Auto. I don't think there's much. No, precision boost overdrive auto. So let's have enabled, just for the crack. And we can save and exit.
Just wait to see those temps skyrocket under load.
Yeah.
Why do PBO? It's CIT.
Well, I just want to see if it'll cope with the that cooler. So save changes, save configuration and exit, yes. And save changes and exit. Right, save changes and reboot then. There, that'll do. Let's see if it'll actually boot from the flash drive. If it does, I might just leave it running for a little bit and then go back into the chat. Go on. Hey! can tell you're a pro when you got Pro Series on your motherboard BIOS screen. And yep, looks like we're going into Windows setup, so that's absolutely brilliant. Install now. Setup is starting. I don't have a product key because I'm a pirate. Arr. Give me some of that Windows 10 Pro, don't you know?
Premium CD keys.
We could also go to premiumcdkeys.com/mikesunboxing for a premium discount, but we'll do that later.
How much are they?
Less than £5 at the moment for a Windows 10 key. Custom install, yep, we've only got one drive listed there, so happy days. We'll let that carry on. Where are we? Let's go back to the main. So there we go. Looks pretty good. Actually, it's pretty quiet. There is definitely a woo coming from the fans. And they're pulling through quite a lot of air.
That got screws in it.
No. It should have, but I dropped them all. So it's not pulling a huge amount, but it's moving some air.
Put your hair the other side of it.
Oh yeah, let my hair go in the breeze. Clearly that's going to not work out well. Oh, I forgot to put the BIOS speaker on.
Hey?
Hey. So what do you reckon? I think it actually looks pretty decent. I'm very impressed. I like it a lot. Like I said before, I said it in the review. I've done 2 builds in this case now, and I really like the look of it. I really do. Genuinely.
If you look at use sub timings, they are always out 3CD too high.
The sub timing, yeah, I will look at the timings actually. It's something that I need to do. I did notice Jay's 2 Cents did a video a couple of days ago on timings and stuff, and kind of the importance and also the benefits of getting the timings right, or maybe tightening them up a bit to get more out of your RAM. And it was quite funny watching them with the mismatched RAMs, like 24 gigs of RAM, and it actually being faster than 16 gigs of like a premium branded RAM. This mixed mashed weird stuff in there, like 4 different sticks of RAM. That was pretty cool. I didn't expect that, to be honest with you. I think that was more conveniently lucky. I think that's not going to happen to a lot of people.
Very nice apart from the PSU window.
Very nice apart from the PSU window. Who's that? Was that Bob?
That's David.
David Aitken?
Yeah.
Yeah, the PSU window in this particular instance I think it's worked out well because it says EVGA on there, so it kind of matches with the graphics card. Which is I was going to put the vinyl on it, but being that this is a decent power supply, I think it does kind of, it's earned its place. And actually, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's a relatively cleanish build. I've done better, but I've also done considerably worse.
Half the writing's cut off it, isn't it?
What, the EVGA?
Yeah.
There's not a lot. You can still tell it's EVGA.
Yeah.
I'm not
display it. It should be
yeah.
like centralized
I'm not going to Dremel the rest of it out. That is definitely not going to happen.
No, not that end, the other end. Where you've got it screwed in end. Turn it round.
Do what? Oh, what? There?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cutting off that.
But you'd think if it was all the idea was to be on display, you would more centralize it.
I think it's just being a little bit kind of risque. It's not showing it all. It's just showing a little bit.
Elvin line t-shirt.
Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Job well done. Not me, you guys, for putting up with this. Where are we? Oh, we're back on this. What region are we in? We're in good old Blighty.
What would be the most powerful GPU you pair with a 2600X before needing to upgrade the CPU?
Probably a 1080. Maybe 2070 Super. Something along those lines. Depends really on the games. There's some games which are so light on CPU that you can basically use anything. Is this the right keyboard layout? Yes, good old Blighty. No, don't want to add a layout. Why would I want to do that?
What's the build cost?
What is the build cost? That is a good question, actually. Let's go back to the... I don't think there's, important setting up to do. I can take that out now, can't I? So...
What's the build cost, in brackets for sale, price on this tower mic? Is that what you're selling
right,
it for?
yeah, the build cost would be what I would sell it for. So, let's go. I haven't got my list up on the screen. I did have it written down. Actually, I might still have it written down.
Because you're a tech person.
I did. I wrote it down, so it's on a piece of
What's on the
paper.
back of that paper?
There's nothing there. That's good. That's about benefits. So, processor 2600X, £110. The motherboard cost us. It says here 40. I'm sure it costs more than that. So I might have to readjust that. That's basically what it's worth to me anyway. That's what I would sell it for. So CPU's 110, the board's 40, the RAM arguably 50. It's going to be more than that because that's new on the market, so they're going to charge more. I would probably buy Corsair used, to be honest with you. LPX 3200, something along those lines. Be absolutely fine. But yeah, 50, 60 quid, I suppose you could budget for that. Case, this one was about £35, which is pretty decent. The SSD, it says £80 in there. I've obviously written this down wrong. The SSD wasn't £80, it was like 40. Fans, no cost for that because it's all included. CPU cooler, not included because we've done that. PSU was 40 and the GPU was 100. So I don't know if anyone's been adding that up because it says £500 here, but obviously it isn't that. It's probably about 430, I would say, if I was to guesstimate. And it's probably going to be on sale for that kind of price, depending. I know, that one's fine now. Thank you. Who was the super chat from? I didn't even see.
Glenn.
Glenn, thank you, Glenn. I can't see the screen. Thank you, Glenn. Lots of love. Lol.
250 glazing. 250 glazing.
250 glazing. Glazing over. Yeah, so, actually, could you add it up, Kath? You're a calculator.
Yeah, sorry, go.
Human calculator, right. CPU 110, motherboard 40, RAM 50, case 35, SSD was I think 37, power supply 40, and the graphics card I think it was 100 roughly. So 412. I don't think I've missed anything out there. That is it. That's bloody good, isn't it? 400 quid for a system which can quite happily... You could play Flight Sim 2020 on here pretty easily, and I might even put it on there as a test. I think it just looks really good. I really do. I like those type of fans anyway. I always have done. You guys know me. I'm a soft spot for those bloody things. And I like the fact that you can't hardly press the button on the case either. So there's no accidental button presses. Come on, change colour. I want Vice. Not pink. Not... there we go, white. Cool, that is quite blown out, isn't it? Has the camera gone funny? No?
Too cheap, sell for more, in my opinion.
Too cheap, sell for more. Who said that?
Welly Bob.
Oh, okay, Bob.
We believe in karma.
I think, yeah, it's a karma thing. To be honest with you, like, some of the stuff has been sent to us. Like, if I did leave the Wolverine RAM in there, that was sent to us. We didn't pay for it, so it was sent to us for a review. So, obviously, don't want to make money on it. That would pretty much be... It wouldn't be free, because obviously you don't give stuff away, not unless you are slightly mental at this moment. But yeah, I'm not going to charge ridiculous prices for it. Realistically, I'd probably take the RAM out and I'd buy some second-hand stuff, which is a similar quality, and put that in there. So price-wise, yeah, somewhere between 410, was it 400 to 450. I think if someone was going to get this as a Christmas present, or just as even maybe a spare PC, just maybe they've got a work PC or work laptop and they don't want to do work and games on the same thing, just to split it up. I know that's something that Dave and I were talking about because he's working from home and working, and you do get distracted really easily. If you've got your work stuff on your PC, which you use for gaming, and vice versa, you put gaming away, all of a sudden you get a pop-up or a message comes through, and it's just like, you just want to have the separation. We find it really difficult here because obviously everything we do is in this tiny little room. business, work, pleasure, eating, sleeping, shitting, all that. Well, not shitting, screwing, all that kind of stuff. It all happens in this room sometimes. And yeah, it's very difficult to separate work from pleasure. More so than what?
My work.
No, that's work. Sorry.
Just checking.
I'm digressing massively. Essentially, yeah, for 400 quid for a PC which you can game on quite happily, or just put your work on if you need a little bit of a graphics acceleration to do work. Yeah.
What card's in the build again?
The graphics card is a EVGA GTX 1060 3 gig, and that reset button is way too low. There we go. Rainbow puke. I'm a happy person once again. I think we have been having some fantastic bargains recently. For those of you who don't follow them already, do yourselves a favour, keep an eye on the community tab. Also, if you've not joined our Discord, join the Discord and just put a flag on the bargains no chat section, because there's great deals every single day of the week. Almost every hour of the day there's something new coming up.
Thanks to Seam at Night.
Seam at Night, massive shout out to him. Ugly Bob, Dave Aitken, Glenn, numerous others that are posting, Matthew Day. Yeah, there's loads of people's names I've missed out. I know I have, but I'm not going to go through and list everybody's name, but everyone's been really great. Finding these bargains, posting them in there. Between, I think, probably our, albeit small group, we've probably saved hundreds, if not thousands of pounds on the deals we've been getting on there. Things like the gas monitor arm, which some of you have seen in the video. I think that came out Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday. £10 for a gas lift monitor arm. Ridiculous value for money. Even if you don't need it now, buy it and just keep it somewhere. Likewise with the power supplies we've been finding, the Sharkoon power supply. A 550 watt gold. Thank you. Stuart Cleary, thank you for your €10. Nice one, Mike and Calf and Unboxers. Bless you. Thank you very much.
She hasn't got a
But
screen.
yeah, we've been coming up with some amazing deals recently, and again, I've been then relaying those on through the various media outlets, through our Facebook page, which is ShopSmart, which you should definitely go and follow. Facebook one is actually really good because then that's going to be on your feed all the time. So if there's bargains, you flick through, eventually you can see it. It's a really good way of doing it. Calf posts stuff to there all day long, so really worth joining that. Our Discord as well, yeah, great stuff there. Loads and loads of deals.
Facebook. ShopSmart.
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm preoccupied.
She's not multitasking today. Calf.exe is error.
I'm getting really bad at multitasking.
But yeah, I think we come up with some great deals, and these cases from IONZ, I should say massive thanks to Steve at IONZ for sending us these cases out. I don't think they're sending many of these cases out to other kind of media outlets, etc. I've not seen many people reviewing them, very few in fact, so we've been very lucky in that respect. I think it's because we picked up some off Amazon, we started buying them for ourselves anyway, and then I think Steve reached out to us and said, like, you've been reviewing our stuff, would you like to see some new stuff? So yeah, it's paid off really well. And I think, again, for 35 quid, this doesn't look like a £35 case, in my opinion. And the internal layout of it certainly doesn't justify it being that price. So yeah, I think we've done well. And for just over 400 quid for this kind of build, gaming wise, there is going to be a proper follow-up to this video, because I'm going to go through this PC, what it can do, and the advantages of buying secondhand stuff and making systems up, especially this time of the market. It's just mental. So I will be doing a video, and we'll do some benchmarks and some demo games and all that kind of stuff, so you can see what the actual performance is like in a follow-up video. I'm not going to do it now because I'm literally dying and I'll go to work tomorrow. And there's a super chat from Dino I can't see, Corelia? Dino Corelia, €2. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Do appreciate that very, very much. So I think that is pretty much going to wrap this up. We've gone over as we always do. I should actually, let me see if I can get the chat back up so I can see what you lot are saying. Is this actually even the right mouse? I've got more mice than I know what to do with right now. There we go. There is the mice. This setup isn't great. So Dave Aitken says, not sure if it saved me anything. It's cost me a bloody fortune. It's all money well invested. Realistically, if you buy PC parts now, it's going to be almost impossible, I think, to lose money on them. Even if you sell them as individual parts, anything you buy PC-wise is going to be an investment. Next year, I think it's going to be very, very rough for the PC market.
And most markets.
Yeah, most markets are going to be madness. Matthew Day says that NAS drive ended up going up a fair bit. Did it? It was 150 quid, the NAS. The Asus store. That should still be 150. I'll have to look into that.
Wasn't ever on Amazon though, was it?
Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, I think it was only, was it something like Box? Was it Box.co.uk that sold it? Wrong hand on that mouse, lol. James Miscellaneous says good night all. Cosmic Space Muffin says even though I don't like RGB, the case looks good. Thank you. That's a massive compliment coming from you, because I know you don't like that at all. Mark Berry says thanks for everything tonight, Mike, and Kath as always, no problem. DVDR says I might build something like this for my little bro. It's a good idea. It's realistically, we know what a 2600X performs like. We know what a GTX 1060 3 gig performs like. It's not rocket science that this is going to perform pretty well. And like for 400 quid, you cannot buy a decent graphics card for 400 quid. So if you're thinking of getting into gaming and you want something like a, I don't know, a 3060, which should be around about £400, which you probably won't be able to get, why not just get something like this to tide you over? And then you can probably still sell it on at almost the same money, if not more, when things change. So, yeah, anyway. I've wittered on for way too long, so yeah, I think that's going to wrap this up. Thank you all so much for taking part tonight. Thank you all to the new members of the channel. Awesome stuff. Thank you for all the super chats, and just generally, thanks massively for just sticking with us and letting us disrupt your inbox with videos and on the feed, etc. Do appreciate it. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Sharing is actually one of the biggest things you can do to help our channel. At the moment, YouTube algorithms going through all kinds of weird stuff, but sharing is caring. So if you can, share the video, even if it's with people you don't like. Yeah, share because you care, and that would be massive. Sky Stalker's there as well. Sky Stalker, bless you. Sky Stalker, that Stream Deck is worked out to be excellent. So thank you. There will be a video coming up on that, but I need to get my head around it more so until I don't look like a complete imbecile. Ah dear. Right. Yep. Sharing is caring. Yeah, everyone said that. Yeah. Share the videos, and we will catch you in the next one. Thank you all for watching, and if I can find the button, come on, where are you? End stream, there we go. Do you want to get, yep, there we go. So this has been Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Oh, that didn't work.